Welcome to GwinnettDailyPost.com. Todd, Cline, and Will Hammock here talking football. And Will, this week we're talking about playoff play-in games. They have them in the Class A and Class AA regions, and for our Gwinnett teams. We've had this in the past at the higher classification. I don't know if you were a huge fan. Have you changed your mind? Do you like the idea of the play-in format?
I think in some regions you have to do this. I mean, some of those regions are so large you really don't have any choice. You play two sub-region schedules. Always one's going to be stronger than the other. I think this is the best case scenario in a lot of those regions. I think they've made the tweaks that they need to make this work. In the past, you saw the number 1 seed from one sub-region play the number 4 seed in the other. I think it makes more sense to have the number 1 team against the number 1 team. That way you have a true region champion. And also both those teams are guaranteed state playoff berths, whether or not they lose in that 10th game and get upset. So I think they made the tweaks now to make it work.
And speaking of those, in Class AA, we're going to see Buford play Westminster. We're going to see GAC play Blessed Trinity. Talk about those two games and Buford's chance to win a region title.
I like both their chances. I think Gwinnett's going to get sweep in those games, and for Buford, it's going to be another region championship. They just keep rolling them up there at Buford. But I think they're getting well at the right time of the year, and they always put such emphasis on peaking at the right time. I think you're going to see that again this season. It's going to be interesting with GAC. It's a tough matchup to get back to the playoffs and get back to where they hadn't been in quite some time. But Coach Coakley's done a great job over there, and I think they'll win this playoff game and keep moving on.
And then we move on to Class A. Wesleyan's had one of those seasons where they've kind of run over a lot of their opponents. This time, Eagles Landing Christian will be in their way. Should be a lot tougher opponent for Wesleyan.
Yeah, I think this is the only team in the region that can really challenge on either side of the sub-region that can challenge Wesleyan and give them a good football game. And I think Eagles Landing Christian, you look at their scores, very lopsided. They've been running up scores on everybody. Wesleyan's been doing the same, so two powerhouse football teams. I think what it's going to come down to is early in the season you saw Wesleyan play some very tough football games, tough road football games, and I think that's really going to serve them well when they get into a close football game. It's really going to help them win, and that's going to spark them into the state playoffs for possibly a state title run.
Well, that's all the time we have this week. Please check back next week at GwinnettDailyPost.com for more Talkin' Football.